بتشرح بس احنا يعني لما اروح احسن اخذ يعني بسمعش حكي بنات منيح الا اذا مثلا الدكتور عادة.
All right, let's start. صبايا اونلاين بين عندكم السلايدز؟
دكتور
مبين.
يس
صبايا اللي معي اونلاين مبين معكم السلايدز؟
يس دكتورة يس.
اوه ليش مش صوت؟ مش سامعتكم. حدا يحكي بالله عشان اشوف كيف الصوت عندكم؟
مبين الدكتور السلايد.
دكتورة احنا سامعينك.
يب
عندي فيش. لماذا؟ المفروض يطلع الصوت من هون، مش عارفة ليش مش طالع. Let me just check 1 second. هذا أكثر شيء الله يقدر عليه. حدا يحكي كمان مرة بليز.
يا دكتورة سمعتينا؟
حكى؟ اوف ليش هيك
إحنا
الصوت
بنحكي.
بعيد؟ حدا يحكي.
تطلع المرة
لا ما دخل هذا في الإعدادات. حدا يحكي منكم صبايا؟
سامعينك
ضبط عليك؟
دكتورة.
خلص هلا طلع الصوت. اوكي رايتي That's it. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Today we will talk about something called academic writing communication. Okay. So we know that there are many types of communication, or communication style. Okay. We have narration, we have everyday communication, and we have what we call written or academic written communication. Okay. Type. Let's see. We will talk about something that we use or we should use or you will be using after you graduate, which is the email. Okay? You will be using it when you find a job and you're working. You will have to use an email. Then we will talk about how to prepare a good CV. What information do we need in the CV? Okay? And after that, we will talk about some types of academic writing. Okay? Let's start with the email. We have two instances of emails. We have what we call a formal email and an informal email. What's the difference between a formal email and an informal email? What do you think?
The persons who we want to send the email for.
Okay. مالهم؟
Informal for friends or.
Okay, good. An informal email, you send it to friends. Noor, what do you think?
The formal email, we should start it with dear or Mr.
Before this, Noor, who do you send a formal email to?
To my work, my boss.
Exactly,
Yeah.
to your work colleagues, to your boss, to someone that is not your friend, okay, or family, all right, because it has its own terms and terminologies, okay, or formal language. On the other hand, an informal email, you send it to your friend, to your relatives, to your family, okay? And that one has also other what we call informal language, okay? هلا يا نور, what are the components بشكل عام? What are the components of any email? Go on, Noor.
سوري ايش هو ما كنت معك.
اللي كنت بدك تحكيه. What are the components of any email, whether it's a formal email or an informal email?
Yeah, the formal email could be started with dear, Mr., Mrs. But the informal email can be started with hey, how it's going, like it's not formal to the friends, يعني how we speak with the friends.
Exactly. All right. You jumped to dear and so on. Okay, هلا. بشكل عام, the email, whether it's a formal or an informal email, has components. Okay, we have what we call recipient and sender. Automatically, in your email, since you are the one who is sending the email, okay, your email will be visible, so you don't have to type it in. Okay, شو يعني type it in? To put it. All right. Then you have the recipient. شو يعني recipient? The one or ones that will receive your email. Okay. So at the top you have the word to, and to is to whom you're going to send your email. Okay. So you put the email address of the person. Then they don't talk about it. You have what you call a carbon copy or a blind carbon copy. If you want to send a formal email to a colleague of yours, for example, you have to put your boss's email in it, okay? So you put here, for example, your boss email, and if you don't want you don't want your boss to know that you're sending this email to someone else, you put it in the blind carbon copy. So no one can see whose email is this one, okay? So this is for work purpose. Mostly, not for informal, okay? The second thing that you will write in the email is the subject line. And the subject line tells the recipient of this email what is this email for? Why did you send me this email? So the subject line should be here, okay? Try not to make the subject line very long. Make it concise, يعني concise, مختصر, but to the point. يعني, so when someone reads this subject line, they know exactly what the email details will be about, okay? After that, as Noor said, you have the salutation. يعني salutation? تحية. Exactly. So the salutation is the first thing that you will write. In the body, this is the body of the email, okay? As Noor said, there are two types of salutation. You have the formal language and the informal language. Like formal, dear sir, dear ma'am, dear Mr., dear Mrs., dear company manager, dear kaza kaza, okay? And on the other hand, for the informal one, you say hi, hey, what's up, how you put the name directly, okay? So, all right, so then after you do your salutation, you will write the details of this email. What do you want to say? Okay. So here, if you're sending a formal email, you will put the details of the things that you want to happen or that you want to inquire about. Okay. And you use formal and polite way of writing, okay? On the other hand, for your friend, you will use emotions when you write, okay? So you can put exclamation marks, question marks, three dots, emojis, whatever you want, you can put it in the body of your email, okay? So, after you write the details, what do you put? You put your closing line. And this also has some formal language and some informal language. For formal language, for example, you can use kind regards, best regards, thanks in advance. I'll thank you, yeah, أكتر من thanks, okay? With many thanks. For an informal or casual email, you say مثلا like this, thanks لحالها, all right? Or best wishes, see you soon, write back soon, hope to hear from you soon, هاي أكتر هون, okay? ولا we'll see you, all right? Ciao, okay? After you do that, you will put your signature, all right? For an official or formal email, you have to put, let's say, first your name. This is a must, okay? You have to put your name. If you belong to a company, all right, you will put your title, you will put your company name and its address. If you are within the same company, you just put your name and which department you're sending it from. Are you in the financial department or the HR department or the planning department? Okay? Just your name, but name and department, because you're working in the same company. Okay? If it's an informal one, you just say with love, Sarah, for example. Okay? Hope to hear from you soon. Hi, I think it should be in the formal letter. تظبط بس هي أكثر formal. Okay? لأنه we use it. I hope to hear from you soon في الformal language. Yeah. Go back to your book. Go back to your book and see where it is. Yeah, exactly. Okay. At the end, if you have any attachment, whether it's formal or informal, you could have an attachment. For an informal, for example, it could be a document, a Word document, PDF document, an Excel sheet, okay? Or for an informal one, it could be a picture.
A picture or video.
Okay? A picture or a video or whatever you want to send to your friend, all right? Or even a document, for example, all right? It could be. Hala. This is how an email should be done, okay? So these are for you, for your future, when and if you get a job and you start using the email, so you know how to address other people, okay? All right. Let's do a little bit of exercise, okay? So we have two types of emails. We have the formal and the informal email. Let's write an email. The formal email says, you are writing an email to a car rental company. What is a car rental company? شركة تأجير سيارات. About the car you leased from them. عن السيارة اللي استأجرتها منهم. The other one is an informal email, and you are writing an email to a friend, telling them about a great trip you had. Okay? So since you are both here, one will take the informal email and one will take the formal email. Okay? Yeah. Oh, okay, it's fine by me. You want the formal one? Take the formal, take the informal. Okay? صبايا اللي معي online. إيمان formal. نور informal. تسنيم formal وتسنيم وائل informal. Okay? Yeah. Let's take a bit, but before you start, just a second. For the formal email, we have some expressions that you can use, okay? For example, I am writing to complain about 1, 2, 3, if you have a complaint, okay? I am writing about this and this and that. I am writing to you regarding this, okay? Complaint checklist, exactly. ما هو شو طالبكم هون؟ Complaining, okay? You're complaining about the car. You can also say traffic noise, music from the nearby restaurant, noise from the nearby factory, neighbors barking dog. Hey, في حال you're renting a house, for example, okay? As you can appreciate, for example, the situation that I'm in right now, I am asking you to كذا وكذا وكذا, okay? As a result, consequently, it is difficult at this time to tell you how mad I am, مثلا, okay? I can't sleep, I can't study, I can't do blah, blah, blah. If you're renting a house near a train station, for example, from a realtor, and the realtor told you that it's a quiet neighborhood, but it's not, okay? For the other part, which is the informal language or email, you can use many ways of speaking to a friend, okay? So you have your opening, hi Mary, oh hello Mary, hey, it's been ages since we talked, how's life, how are things, and so on and so forth. If you want to give some news of what happened, you can say, guess what? I've got some good news, or I've got some bad news, my friend. Okay? For مثلا expression of thanks a million for, thanks a lot for, cheers for, okay? So you have other expressions that you can use that are informal languages, all right? Okay, take 5 to 7 minutes and write a good formal or informal email. Okay? Yeah. Let's put the timer. And if you have any question, please feel free to talk to me. Ask. Remember to put all the parts and components of the email: the sender, the subject line, the salutation, the details in the body, closing line, and your name. For the sender's email, you can invent any email you want, okay? All right, who's done? صبايا اللي معي اونلاين مين خلص؟ engine صبايا اللي معي اونلاين مين خلص؟
انا بدي بس شوي يعني دقيقة.
اوكي.
دكتور أنا خلص بقدر أشارك؟
Yes, of course, بس اعطينا شوي 30 seconds, okay?
أوكي.
يلا write down the last bit. Close your email and write your signature. Yeah. Hey, discount. All right, يلا يا تسنيم وائل. Let's hear it.
Hi Emma, hope you're doing great. I just wanted to drop you a quick note to see how things are going. It's been a while since we last chat up, and I'd love to hear what new with you. Let me know when you're free to chat or meet up. Take care, Tasneem.
Okay, good. You used all the informal type of languages for a friend's email. Okay, nice. Formal. Go.
Subject complaining about the car I leased.
Complaining about the car I leased.
Dear Mr. Hussam,
Dear Mr. Hussam, okay.
I'm writing to complain about the car I leased from your company yesterday. When I took it, there was a bad smell coming from it.
Okay, bad smell.
I skipped this until today morning. The car stopped suddenly, and I find out its engine was destroyed.
Its engine was destroyed. Okay. وهالسيارة هاي. Okay. Broke down. شو هالسيارة. Okay. So the engine broke down.
So I would be grateful if you give me a discount until 30%.
Oh, كمان بتحدد الديسكاونت تبعك. Okay, so please, I would be grateful if you give me a discount, a 30% discount.
Thanks. Hope to hear you from you.
Thanks. This is info.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope to hear.
Hope بدون I hope to hear from you soon. Okay, good.
Destroyed.
سيارة دمار هاي. Okay. Yeah. All right. Give me your informal one. Yes.
Subject, great trip that I have.
Great trip that you have. Okay.
Hey Sarah, it's
Hey Sarah, it's me, Ilham. It's been a long time since we talked. How are you? I'm writing to you to let you know that I have a great trip.
I had a great trip.
I had a great trip in Dubai. I visit the old town.
Visited, you're telling a story. Since you're telling a story, all your verbs should be in the past, except if you are doing something right now. Okay?
In Dubai, I visited the old town. I tried an amazing food.
Tried the amazing food.
I went to the biggest water park. And I had a great time. I wish if you were with me.
I wish you were with me. بدون if.
If you were with me.
بدون if. I wish you were with me.
Hope we could go. Hope we could go to together next time.
Hope we could go together next time.
Love.
Love, exactly. Okay, love and your name. Good job. صبايا online حدا بيحب يشاركنا كمان؟ تسنيم ونور؟ No?
Yes, and me.
Okay, Noor, go.
Okay, تمام. The subject فش hey Sarah, it's been so long since we last spoke. Thanks for the money you sent me earlier. Can't believe I lost my Visa card. Although it was a really great trip, wished you were here. I ate so much yummy food, went to a popular spa here. Last time we spoke, you told me your sister is getting engaged. Congrats for her. Can't wait to come and celebrate with you guys. See you in 3rd December 3, inshallah.
3rd, December 3rd.
Yeah. That's all for now. Love ya. Your bestie Noor.
Okay, good. كل هذا صار معك في الترip يا حرام. All right. يلا تسنيم. Go.
Dear sir, I'm writing to inform you of a problem that occurred to me while I was using one of your cars. Not that I did not make a mistake during my driving. It was a problem with the internal car battery. It may suddenly stop. Consequently, I was late, for my appointment. Sorry, appointment.
Appointment.
Yes, so I want a compensation as soon as possible. Compensation as soon as possible. I humbled to respond as soon as possible, Mrs. Tasneem.
Okay, that is a direct and very angry email. Okay, good job, guys. Good job. All right. Now we know a little bit how to write a formal and an informal email. However, Tasneem, if you want to see your money next time, okay, be a little bit more polite.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, good job.
Yeah.
All right. So now we will see what are the components of a CV and what is a CV. A CV, what is it for? Okay. So your CV, usually when you want to find a job, okay, is the first chance for you to get to make a good impression on a potential employer. Okay. The more professional your CV looks and has details, let's say, okay, about who you are and what you can do, the better you have, or the better you get the chance to have an interview, let's say, okay, before taking the job. All right. So a top-notch CV will considerably boost your chance of getting a face-to-face interview. And this is what you want, okay? Because when a company advertises for a position at their company, okay, the HR department gets maybe thousands of CV, all right? So they will not read all the details in the CV, but they will check the CV and then they will read some parts of the CV to see if you are a match for this position, okay? So from 1,000 CV, for example, only 5 or 10 make it to the next round, all right? So it is a tool to advertise yourself. What makes you more unique or better than anyone else who applied for this position, okay? It is your chance to make a good first impression, as the recruiter takes only 8 to 10 seconds to analyze your CV. Yes, if they have thousands of CVs, they will not take more than 8 to 10 seconds. Okay? So on the right, there is a CV sample. Okay? Usually people don't put their pictures, but you can put it. It's up to you. All right?
Some company wants them to put.
Yeah, they ask, some company ask, okay? So there are some components from all of this in the CV. What do you think a CV is composed of? Okay? What do you think a CV is composed of? Experience.
Jobs you
Maybe
skills.
hobbies.
Sorry?
Maybe hobbies.
Hobbies, yes.
Education.
Education. Jobs you worked in. Languages you speak.
Courses that.
If you are a student applying for the first time, courses that you took. Yes.
Academic education.
Education, we said that. Yes.
Skills.
طيب, who are you?
The name.
The name. Yes, contact information, right? Good. So, ليش مش طالع؟ All right. So, a CV is or could be composed of all of the following, or if you are an experienced person, you don't need to put all of this, okay? But what do we have? We have personal information. What do you put in your personal information?
Name.
Name.
Age. The last name. Short age.
You don't put, usually you don't put
The
it.
age. The gender.
No, you don't put your gender. Okay. Your
Email
phone
address.
number. ايش آيات?
Email address.
Email address. If you have, let's say, important social media, okay? If you are, for example, an influencer, if you are, if you have, شو اسمه, a professional social media account, okay, like LinkedIn or Upwork, something like this, okay? You put your social media contacts.
Birthday.
يعني هلا بطلوا يطلبوها. Date of birth, they don't ask for it a lot in the CV. However, if you go to an interview, they may ask. No, they don't ask for ID. Okay? The objectives. In a nutshell, what are your objectives? What do you want to accomplish? Okay? What are your expectations? Okay? No, this is a CV. It's a general CV. That's the one you are talking about. Why did I apply to this? It's called a cover letter. Okay? A cover letter is a letter that you write formally to tell your employer why, the person who advertised for the job, why you applied for the job, what are your skills and what makes you a good candidate. Okay? Now, if the company asks for your CV and the cover letter, you put them together or you send them together. If they ask only for the CV, you only send the CV. Okay? So the CV, خلينا نقول it's a small identification. All right? It tells the prospect employer who you are, what you can do, what are your skills, and what makes you special. Okay? Then we have the education. And usually you put the most recent education and then you put the oldest type of education. Okay? يعني for you as BA student, you put BA, then توجيه. Okay? Work experience. هلا for freshly graduate students, they could have. Okay, like for example, one of the advantages of studying at Al-Quds Open University is that you work and you study at the same time. Okay, so you have some kind of work experience. If you are freshly graduated from high school, okay, and you only studied at the university without doing work experience, you have something else you can work on during your university time, which is the volunteer work. And this is very important. Some companies ask for fresh graduates, okay? They know that fresh graduates, they can't work full time. However, they can do volunteer work. So the more volunteer work you do, the better your chances are to be picked. Okay? Hala, for an experienced person who sends their CV, they will put the work experience that they had from other companies, for example, NGOs, or whichever institution or organization they worked at before. Okay? Then we have the skills, and this is also very important, okay? Alongside your work experience or volunteer work, your skills are important if you are applying for a specific job. Let's say that you are applying for a job that has to do with numbers, okay? Like a financial assistant or a part-time financial officer or whatever, you have to show your skills in this domain. All right, I know how to use Excel sheet in all its functions. I know how to use SPSS. yes, هذا الاب اللي بتعمل لكم الاناليسيس للداتا وكل هاي الامور. Okay, so show your skills. If you're applying, for example, for something in the art department, okay, you will make a portfolio. شو يعني portfolio? No, a portfolio. Okay, أنا عملت لك هيك. A portfolio is like a bag that contains all of your art or artistic things, okay, that you did and you are proud of. All right.
Skills, short name, token points.
No, you can, it depends on the job you're applying for. If it's something that is related to numbers, you have to show that you have certificates, for example, using SPSS or Excel sheet or whatever, okay? They want to see these certificates, all right? If you are an artist, you need to show pictures of what you did, of what you do, okay, as an artist. All right, languages. This is also another advantage. The more languages you speak, the better chances you have if the position that you are applying for likes or promotes the use of languages. Okay, publications. Hala. This is, I don't think that as fresh graduates you will have lots of publication, maybe one, which is your thesis, okay? ولكن when you are a more advanced professional in the field that you will work on, you may want, if you want to work in the academic field, okay, اللي هو التعليم أو أي شيء له علاقة بالتعليم, having publications is very important and very crucial, okay? Memberships, which I know it's not something that we have in itself, okay? ولكن you can be member of a big association that helps poor people in somewhere, okay? Your hobbies. هلا هذا hobbies is for the freshly graduated CVs, okay? So you can put more information in it. For an experienced person, there is no hobbies in his or her CV, okay? And the last thing are references. If we're talking about a university fresh graduate student, your reference are your teachers, okay? If we're talking about people who work in companies, their references may be their ex-boss or their colleague that has a status, okay, in a company. يعني مش your colleague, but someone who has a position, a good position in a company, all right? So we now know from this CV here, okay, that there are some important things that you need to add. The more clear, or the clearer, okay, your CV is, the less خلينا نقول pictures and things you add to the CV will make it more professional, okay? So, let's see, we have her name, okay? We have what she knows as a marketing manager. She is a marketing manager, what she does as a marketing manager, okay? On the side, we have her contact information, her educational background, and expertise and languages that she speaks, for example, okay? Then she put the job experience that are relevant to the positions she is applying for, okay? And the reference. Hala, most of the companies, if they choose your CV, if they do an interview with you, and if they offer you a position, before offering you the position, they call your references, okay? They ask about you. It's like a small CIA information, okay? They take information from your previous employers and get to know you better to see if you fit the company, okay? Now we know how we should write a good CV that will help us find a good job, okay? Now we'll talk about the types of reports that we usually encounter, whether during the university time or after your university life, okay? We have academic reports, all right? And they have their own layout and language. We have work reports, and also they have their own language and layout. By language ما عم بحكي عن لغة تانية، عم بحكي على اللغة إنها رسمية، إنها فيها كلمات خاصة في كتابة مثلا تقارير إلها علاقة في الشغل، تختلف عن كتابة استخدام كلمات أو مصطلحات نستخدمها في التقارير الأكاديمية. Okay? Then we have what we call media reports and press releases. These are the types of reports that are mainly out there. Okay? Type. What's the purpose of a report? It's to gather information. Why do I write a report? It's for me to get as many information about the subject that I'm writing as much as I can. Okay. It gives me an analysis of that information and data. Okay. It will help me explain this information to other when I write this report. Okay. It also helps to solve a problem or an issue that I am addressing in this report. Okay. And it gives me, it lets me write recommendations for future, for example, report writing and research. Okay, so these are the purposes of writing a report. Okay, what are the components of this report? You have first the title page, all right, which has the title of the report. What is this report for? And your name, your company, whatever, or your department, or anything that needs to be in the cover page. Okay. Then you have the table of content. A report can be from 5 pages to 200, 300 pages. Okay. So if it's a very big report, you will need a table of contents. جدول محتويات أو فهرس للريبورت. Okay? You will need also what? An executive summary. Your report of, let's say, 100 pages will not be read word by word. Okay? So you need to put an executive summary, a small what? ملخص, okay, of everything important that you talked about in your report, so that the person or persons who will read this summary will know what is in your report. Okay. Then you will start your report with the main sections, which is the introduction. It gives you a background on what your report is about. The methodology, how did you gather the information, okay? How did you analyze these information? Then you will write your findings. What were the results that came out of analyzing these information and data, okay? At the end, you write a conclusion and you put some recommendation. Okay, طيب I will play a small video. sorry بس أظن كان لازم إني أحط الساوند. yes, okay. طيب صبايا اللي معي online بس قولوا لي if you can hear the sound from this video, okay?
A report is a record of an investigation and the outcome.
Can you read? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
دكتورة.
Good job. Okay. طيب. Yeah. Listen. Okay. You will need to listen هون لأنه الصوت طالع من الكمبيوتر. Alright. ركزوا. Oops. شو صار؟
A report is a record of an investigation and the outcomes. There are many different kinds of reports and they can be written for various purposes, such as documenting experiments and testing, presenting solutions to a problem, or helping to give recommendations.
Mastering report writing is key to your success at university and in the workplace. Here are some tips for writing good reports.
Analyze the brief to establish which type of report you need to prepare. Depending on the type of report, there are different ways to organize and sequence the information.
Identify the problem statement, which is the central question, hypothesis, or problem you're investigating. Follow this with some research questions or aims for your investigation.
Keep accurate records of all your readings and notes, such as your methods for collecting data, the data you collected, how you analyzed it, and your conclusions about the findings.
Establish a clear structure for the whole report. Drafting a table of contents will help you list your headings or topics and related subheadings in a logical order.
While writing each section, stay on track by revisiting the original brief and the original problem statement. This will keep your writing focused and relevant.
Clear visuals are important in reports. Make sure they are all linked to the text and have useful descriptive captions.
Carefully edit and proofread your report. The best writing comes from rewriting.
Feedback from peers can also be helpful.
If you need help with report writing, remember that the Learning Center has great online resources and offers workshops and individual consultations.
Okay, so as future workers, I hope, and employees, okay, you will need to know how to write reports for your job, okay, for whichever department you're in. So these are the basics for you to know how to structure a good report. So the thing also that he or she and the girl and the man mentioned here is that illustration is very important. يعني illustrations يعني charts يعني pictures يعني anything that makes your writing clear, okay, that shows your writing. طيب. The last thing we will talk about are other types of مش reports but papers, okay, that you can use when you write in academic or formal way. One of them is a briefing paper, okay. So what is a briefing paper? It is not typically used for academic writing. However, it is used for job writing or work reports, okay? Mainly for administrative and procedural purposes. And it is used to provide quick, clear information, okay? It is quick, clear, concise, يعني concise, مختصر, yes, informative. بيعطيك معلومات. Exactly, it gives you the needed information. And based on reliable information. What is reliable information?
حقائق.
موثوقة. إيش آيات؟
حكيت حقائق.
حقائق. Exactly. معلومات موثوقة مثبتة. Okay. Written by qualified person. راح بالinformation من هون لتحت. Okay. Person to their superiors. Okay. من الموظف للمدير تبعه. So this is a briefing. So a briefing, it's not like an academic report. It's not for academic purposes. However, it's for administrative and procedural purpose. Like, what are the components of this briefing paper? The components, first of all, are the addressee line, to whom I am addressing this or writing this briefing paper, okay? Then there is the subject line to tell me what is the purpose of this briefing paper. Then you have, since it's not an academic, full academic, it's administrative and procedural, there are data and facts to be collected, okay, in this paper. So this constitutes the body of the information that we took from different sources, من مصادر مختلفة, okay? And there should be also a conclusion and recommendation. So it's an assessment of the problem severity. شو يعني severity؟ جدية الموضوع. Most urgent recommendation action. Okay, يعني your boss asks you to write a briefing report about something that happened, or an error or an issue that you encountered or someone else encountered. So you write to him or her all these details to let them know what's the issue. Okay, and provide some recommendations to amend these issues. Okay. The other one that is important for you guys is the academic essay. There are different types of academic essay. There are argumentative essays. What is an argument? موضوع بدكم تناقشوه. Okay. It gives evidence to justify an opinion. Okay. It could be for or against an opinion. An expository type of essay. What is an expository type of essay?
Explain the contents.
It gives examples, it explains something, okay? So explains a concept or findings. And the last one is an analytical type of essay, which contains evaluation technique for analyzing ideas and data, okay? Here at the university, we have two types. We have what we call quantitative data, essay or project or thesis, and what we call a qualitative essay. Okay, so a quantitative essay is used by the fields of sciences, the fields in mathematics, because they have numbers, lots of numbers. They need to analyze them. They need to come up with, they have a hypothesis, and they need to prove this hypothesis. Okay, اللي هي النظرية لازم يحققوها أو لازم يوصلوا لها. So they use lots of numbers. And there is the qualitative part, which is like the like us, for example, because we are English language majors, okay, we use mostly qualitative ones. And these are mostly, let's say, we have an issue, a problem, and we want to analyze it and write about it, okay? We have, for example, let's say interviews about like, is AI used in teaching a good way of improving the teaching skills or the learning skills of students at the university, okay? So you go to interviews with the teachers, with the students, and you take these interviews and you analyze them, not in data, ولكن in arguments, okay? So these are mainly the types of academic essays that you need to know. Like, what are the components of these academic essays? The essay statement. شو هي الموضوع اللي بدي أحكي عنه? There are two types. Either it's called a blocked or an open statement. A blocked statement, there is no space to debate it. Okay, you have this, you have to prove it or deny it. Okay, the open one here, it lets you give your opinion, think of others' opinion, debate the opinions, okay, and write extensively on this issue. All right, then you have the body of the essay, like developing the thesis statement, provide the analysis, present arguments, or counter arguments. شو يعني arguments قلنا؟ Opinion, to give an opinion or another an opinion that is contrary to your opinion. Okay. يعني كيف شو اسمه عندك فكر أو you are with something and you have to also say who are against that thing. Okay. Include supporting evidence. Supporting evidence من وين بتيجي؟ من ال examples، من ال details، من ال sources يلي تستخدمه. And the conclusion which wraps up your argument, gives optional personal opinion and final thoughts on the topic. And fine, I think this is the last one, the research paper, okay? And this is what you're going to do in your final year of university, okay? So you have, this is, why is it important? Because it's an essential for educational process. It lets you learn through doing research, okay? It may lead to topic changes during the process. يعني many start with one idea. When they write and look for or search for information for this idea, they change their mind, okay? They want to do something else. And it's part of the learning experience, okay? What are the components of a research paper? You first need to choose your topic, what you want to write about or search, okay? Then you have your title page, table of contents, your abstract. An abstract is the same as a summary, okay? It's a small recount of all your research paper. بشكل مختصر. It's usually one page, okay? You have an introduction and it gives you an overview of what your research is about. The methodology, how did you look for this data? Okay, where did you look for this data? All right? No. Yeah, يعني جزء منهم are references, but yeah, it's like reference, but a reference is something else. It's called works cited. Okay? The statement of the problem. Why did you choose this topic? What's the issue that you want to write about, okay? Limitation of the study. The limitation can be time, can be a place, can be lack of resources, can be many things, okay? Review of literature. هون literature مش literature. literature هون قصدهم فيها يعني all the things that were written on the same subject that you are trying to write on. يعني أي بحث كتب عن هذا الموضوع من قبل باحثين آخرين. Okay? Then you have your body of information, which is the findings. What did you find? What are your results? Okay? And your analysis. The last two are the conclusion and the works cited. And this is very important, the works cited or the references, since you are giving something that will be published, okay? You need to put all the references you used so that you are not stealing any information from someone else. اللي بسموها بالعربي السرقة الأدبية. اوكي؟ يعني إذا حدا كتب عن موضوع وانتوا أخذتوا قرأتوا عن الموضوع من عنده، اوكي؟ وما ذكرتوه في البحث تبعكم تعتبر سرقة أدبية. يعني لازم تحطوا من مين أخذتوا هاي الفكرة. اوكي؟ مصدرها من وين أجت. So this in brief is unit 5, okay? Next week we will work more on how to write a report, all right? ايش هي؟
الاسبوع الجاي راح يكون لنا رايتنج.
الاسبوع الجاي كله رايتنج. Yes. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here today, and I will see you, inshallah, next week.
يعطيك العافية
يعطيك
دكتورة.
العافية.
الله يعافيكم.
يعطيك العافية دكتورة.
هلا الله يعافيكم.